Day 46, Chapter 2 Recap, The Beginning of Wisdom. Namaste and welcome to Gita 360. Today we arrive at the end of Chapter 2, Sankhya Yoga, one of the most profound chapters in the Bhagavad Gita. Before we step into the next chapter, it is time to take a pause and look back at the journey we have walked together over the past few weeks. We began with Arjuna sitting in grief, confused, overwhelmed, unable to see his way ahead. He was no longer speaking like a warrior, but like a deeply troubled human being, weighed down by emotion, attachment, and the fear of consequence. He surrenders, and in that moment of surrender, Krishna finally began to speak. The first thing Krishna did was challenge Arjuna's weakness. He questioned Arjuna's despair and reminded him that what he was calling compassion was in many ways confusion wearing the clothes of virtue. That is a truth we often face in our own lives too. Sometimes what feels noble is simply our inability to let go, to act, or to face discomfort. Then the Gita lifted our gaze beyond the immediate pain of life and revealed a deeper truth. We are not merely this body, this role, this passing identity. Beneath all change, beneath youth and age, success and loss, birth and death, there is something within us untouched by time. The soul does not burn, break, drown, or disappear. The soul simply is. We reflected on this. We saw how much of our suffering comes from holding too tightly to what was never meant to stay forever. Relationships change. Seasons of life pass. Roles evolve. People come and go. Yet we resist change as though life has betrayed us, when in truth, change is woven into life itself. The Gita then brought us back to the world and to live it rightly. We learned that action is unavoidable. The question is not whether we will act, but how we will act. Will we act from fear, ego, desire, and attachment? Or will we act from clarity, duty, and inner steadiness? That was one of the greatest lessons of this chapter, learning to loosen our grip on outcomes. How often do we tie our peace to results, to recognition, to things unfolding exactly as we hoped? The Gita taught us another way, to give our best, to act sincerely, but not hand over our peace to the fruits of action. That teaching alone can change a life. As we moved deeper into chapter 2, the Gita brought us face to face with the workings of the mind. We saw how a single thought, when repeatedly entertained, can become attachment. Attachment becomes desire. Desire becomes anger. Anger clouds judgment. And slowly, a person loses themselves. How quietly that chain unfolds, and how often we have lived it without noticing. While showing us this, the Gita also showed us how to reverse the pattern. The disciplined mind, one that does not run behind every impulse, one that is not dragged by every emotion, one that learns where to place attention. We discovered that peace is not weakness. Peace is strength. Peace is clarity. Peace is the foundation on which true happiness stands. And finally, the Gita painted for us the image of the wise person, a person who has achieved Brahmistiti, the highest state of inner freedom. This is someone who lives a full yet undisturbed, receiving life without being shaken by every emotion that enters. A person free from craving, possessiveness, and ego. A person rooted in something deeper than circumstance. Chapter 2 asked us to look honestly at ourselves. We met our attachments, our restless desires, our fears, our anger, our constant cravings, and the different ways in which we abandon our mental peace. But we also discovered the possibility of a different way of living, a steadier way, a clearer way, a freer way. Chapter 1 introduced the seeker. Chapter 2 gave the seeker wisdom. The battle outside still exists. Arjuna is still standing on the battlefield. Life has not become easier for him. His responsibilities have not disappeared, but he has been guided on how to see clearly. And that is where transformation begins. Chapter 2 does not ask us to become perfect. It asks us to become aware, disciplined, and rooted in truth. And perhaps that is enough to begin the journey towards a more content life. Thank you for walking with me through Sankhya Yoga. As we move into chapter 3, may you carry forward not just knowledge, but a quieter strength, a clearer mind, and a heart that is learning to stand steady in the middle of life.